Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 2 of the Succubi video. Now, before we get into the video, I'm going to have to give you a disclaimer. I will go into detail, or some details, about their emotions and how they feel, but I'll not give you a description of what they look like, either in the spiritual or the physical. I will be addressing some of the regions within the spiritual realm that they live in, but again, this will only be in brief. I will not pinpoint their location because their safety is paramount to me. So with that covered, let's move on to the rest of the video. As we all know, Lilith is perceived as the mother of all succubi, who was Adam's first wife. And in Adam's brilliant and infinite wisdom, he decided to ask, which came across more of a demand, or it should have been an ask, for Lilith to lie beneath him, which, well, let's face it, most guys, even today, when they have an attractive female around them, they don't seem to know how to react. Part and parcel of what Adam's problem was. Part and parcel of the issue to do with Adam and Lilith. Lilith was supposed to be Adam's equal. Now, she wasn't treated as such. I don't know whether that was overall, so from start to finish, or whether it was just that one time. But still, for example, that's like you, or anyone else, going up to someone and say, "Hey you, person, right there, male or female, I require you to submit to me and lay beneath me just because, well, because I say so." I can imagine the response. Okay, hold on. Let me do it for you. Let's do it Canadian style, shall we? Why don't you fuck off, eh? Well, yes, darling, I'd love a cup of coffee, thank you. Now, just jumping forward a little bit. Again, there are different stories about whether Lilith was actually cast out. But I believe that she was asked to leave. But it was more of, you can't fire me, I quit. And the rest you know. Or do you? It is up to you to decode certain things. Myself and other people on YouTube are here to assist you as and when required. A few months ago I did read a codex to do with succubi that gave you a snapshot of, like, a brief history of them. Now, in this codex, it said that God created succubi. It's kind of trippy, huh? Because it's the same reaction that I had when I'd read that. I'm like, okay, that does change a few things, but why should it? Why should it matter to me, or you, or anyone else, whether it's an entity or a deity, pagan or not, that had created a certain demographic of people? Why don't you let them show you who they are and what they stand for and how they feel? Remember, show love, not hate, because depending on the person and the situation, it might be reflected back at you. Now, in my other video, I did explain part and parcel of the reason why they are protective of themselves, because they will normally attract idiots, to say the least, and that could be down to they may look attractive, they will have a certain energy or a certain vibe about them, and they can't help that. So, here is the very foundation of why, for the majority, it may differ, but let's see if you agree with me. Over the years, succubi as a whole have been slandered and hated on by not just man, but other entities and deities because they just generally don't understand them, and they've heard only poisonous whispers about them. And there's then been books made about it and literature, and then obviously now you've got Google, so the only thing that you can find is the poisonous side of things. You put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel if you had eons of poisonous Chinese whispers about you as a person? How would that make you feel? Wouldn't you feel a little bit disgruntled? Wouldn't you feel a little bit hated on by people? That they would push you out of their life completely because of what you might be instead of the way that you've treated people and what you've done for them and how you've made them feel. Because I would assume that in some cases there has been people throughout the world that have been in relationships with either succubi or vice versa. And when people find out, because the only thing that they've heard is only the negative, and let's say that that person that they're in a relationship with, or that succubus that they're in a relationship with, does come forth and either give them hints or does come out quite directly and say, yeah, this is what I am, what do you think the reaction's going to be? It's going to be the abstract, negative, poisonous version of, well, what something shouldn't be is, oh my god, you're going to steal my soul. Go away. Oh my god, I feel attacked. Oh my god, I'm such a victim. Come on, people. Really? You can do better than that. And in some cases, people as a whole can do a lot of harm, malice, and cause, God forbid, even death. So why would you harm someone in any way, shape or form if they have been with you for X amount of years, they have helped you find like the perfect job for you, they've helped you in every aspect of your life. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, where they need you the most, and they need you to support them, you're not willing to do that. You take care of them, they will take care of you. But remember, it is supposed to be vice versa, because they are supposed to be your equal. Don't make the same mistake that other people have in the past. Let the curse that had been put on succubi as a whole be lifted. Now, with that being said, I'm now going to move on to the regions bit. Now, you will see a few pictures popping up on the screen to do with regions, so you get a general idea. In some of these regions, you will find the temperature and climate will be quite hot and humid. Others will be quite cold, and within those regions you will find some that will be dominant and some that will be submissive. It all depends on the belief system, if they have one there, and or the surrounding areas. So if you have a cold area, again it's the same as like here. If you have a hot and humid area, again it'll be similar to here. The more dominant ones may take on a sort of warrior, shield maiden type aspect of their life, and in some areas you might find the submissive ones, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to submit to you, because it factors into a lot of things. But what I've seen of these regions, they are quite serene and very beautiful. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you think that I've missed anything out or anything that you would like me to address, get in touch. Keep an open mind, people. Not everything is as what it seems. See you on the flip side. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 2 of the Succubi bit. Oh, fuck's sake. Now, as we all know, Lilith was and is fucking hell. Myself and other people on YouTube are here to assist you as for God's sake, as and when required.